Guys, Jim Hancock again from PAXL and Help Pants Panry. I'm here to answer another question you guys had. Sydney Gray, PA student from Fort Lauderdale, thank you for your question. She's asking, in this case, what's the interview process usually like? That's a great question, Sydney. Thank you for asking it. I've got to be honest, I can't answer the question 100%, but I'm going to give you a feel. I can't answer because every interviewer is different and every interview is different. But I'll tell you the one thing you got to know is this. Number one, you walk into your interview with the expectation that it's possible, although not probable, it's possible that you actually get offered the job right on the spot. You need to be prepared, okay? Now we need to agree that for many PA students nowadays, they are first-time big jobbers. In other words, they just came out of college and maybe you are like that. You haven't had a big job before. You haven't had an interview before. If that's the case, let's be honest. Maybe you're going to be a little nervous, right? If you're nervous, doesn't your memory kind of go? Don't you kind of freak out a little? It's true for all of us, right? So be prepared. How do I prepare for an interview? Number one, if you guys want to go to PAXL, to the free PA resources, I've got this up there. It's not only a sample contract, but a contract checklist. Go through and know before you walk in there, what is it that you would like for a salary, for a bonus if it's offered? Do you need family coverage for insurance, or is that not that important to you? What's important and what do you need? Because you might get asked that question. It's very important also to have a walkaway point. If your walkaway point is a salary less than this, you've got to know what that is. Other than that, for the interview process, you're going to want to go in and first just listen to what they have to say. Okay, number one. Now, again, you have on a folder on your lap everything I told you, all the things that you know you need or don't need, the amount of money that you want or will walk away from, how much time, etc. Vacation time, whatever. And don't forget, when you get a job, if you get a job for $85,000 with no benefits, that's not as good as a job for $75,000 with $30,000 of benefits. It's the entire package, because otherwise, for the $85,000 job, you would have to spend the $30,000, and that's the same as having a $55,000 job. So what is important to you? It depends on who you are. Know that going in. Again, please get these resources off our website at paxl.com, free student resources. After that, you're in front of the interview. You may be interviewing with an office manager, with a CEO of a company, or maybe with a physician or another PA. It depends nowadays. It's changed quite a bit. The most important thing you need to know in the interview is this. Number one, do not forget, this is a choice that you are making to accept them just as much, as they are making a choice to accept you. You are not there to just kowtow to them and just say, oh yes, whatever you want. This needs to be a good match. So for that reason, I also need you to be super honest. If you kind of say something that you know is not the truth, it'll come out later when you're my employee, and I'm going to be upset with that, and we're going to have a problem. Same thing for me. So if I say something that you don't like about the way I do my practice, then maybe we're not a good fit. It's as valuable, if not better, to walk away and say no than it is to accept something that's wrong. Another question I had from Sydney as well, thank you, is should we just take the first job that comes our way? The answer is not necessarily. And the other thing I want you guys to remember is that your first job is not a marriage. It's often you may leave in 6 months to a year, and as hard as it is for you guys to get a job in the beginning, once you have a job, there'll be job offers everywhere. So don't worry about that, and understand that you should take your first job based on the person you're going to work with, not necessarily the field you're going to work in. If you happen to get both, be great. Have an open mind to an area that you'll work in. And then if it doesn't work out, you can leave. It's okay. Be careful of your contract, especially with non-competes and binding contracts. And that's something for another talk. So most importantly, enjoy your time with your interview. Be honest. Be prepared for what they may ask you. And your goal is not necessarily to take one or another job. Your goal is this, like I said in the other video. Your goal is to interview for as many jobs as possible, get as many offers as possible, so you choose which door you are going to walk through. There's nothing wrong with saying to a potential employer, I'm sorry, I've taken another job. Thank you so much for this offer and this opportunity. And then walking through one of the 5 doors you choose versus only having one door and hoping that that's a good match. With that, guys, have a great day.